Much to discuss coming up next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. The coordinator spoke today. EJ has come armed with some predictions for the final 5 games of the Eagles regular season. We'll hear from Adam Hoge and more coming up next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity studio and presented by Bet365 and Ashley. I'm Bo Wulf. To my left, EJ Smith, looking a little Paul Bunyan-y today. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
That's just the broad shoulders.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I appreciate that. Ask not for a lighter burden. Ask for broader shoulders.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the one? Start the day off with a Zaxium. Hopefully, everybody can appreciate that.
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just came from coordinators. I did feel like it was a little bit more of a somber atmosphere at the Novacare complex today. Understandably so.
Well, we will get into all of that on the show today. We're going to talk about Kevin Patullo and what he had to say today. Vic Fangio with a couple bits of potential news in there as well. We're going to do a little turkey time. That's right. We've got a couple categories about the final 5 games of the season. And we're going to put our turkeys on the line. EJ's got some predictions. We're going to hear from Adam Hoge, our all NFL analyst, and then whatever else we've got to talk about. Hope you're doing well out there in PHLY sicko land. By the way, love getting the messages from people about
the
Eagles show being at the top of their Spotify Wraps. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
It's very flattering.
They got a special video as well.
Yeah, they did. Although, I'll be honest with you, I think you can get the video even if it's not top.
Really?
Yeah, because I think you can find it. It doesn't play automatically, but I think you can get it. But still, even if, I don't know about you, like obviously the number 1 spot, like that is very flattering.
Yeah.
If we're in the top 5 at all, I really do appreciate those people. I knew you were
I mean, I appreciate them, but they're not the same. The people who have it at number 1, I mean, those are the true sickos.
It's special. It is a special thing. I really do appreciate them.
Shout out to the cousin of DFOP Brad, the great Brad Rutter, who sent me a note that said his cousin listens to every single episode, and he was only in the top 3%.
Wow.
There's some real sickos out there.
So does that mean people are listening to episodes more than once? Like they're going back through a second time for the Easter eggs?
He's not finishing every episode.
There are Easter eggs in our show. We reward people who really listen. So, maybe some people are listening 2 times over.
Okay. Let's get into the news from the Novacare complex today, EJ. And just to circle back, do continue to send those, please. We'd love to see those.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, Kevin Patullo, obviously the person who is like the most talked about person in Eagles land right now. This is the first time we've heard from him since the Bears game, since some of the stuff that happened over the weekend. That was obviously way over the line. What did he have to say?
Yeah, I think the overall tenor of his press conference, I think it's fair to say that you could tell that his home being vandalized, his family being dragged into this, did have an impact on him.
Of course. Yeah. How could it
Understandably
not?
so.
Yeah.
Like as a human being, it is quite obvious that this is something that you wouldn't be able to just like shed and go into work and act like it's business as usual. So I'm not saying it's a surprise. I'm just saying that it was obvious today that when you could tell when he talked about it that it's something that clearly got to him and to his family. So there's a real human element here for sure.
I want to hear what he said, but it also speaks to how stupid it is, the people who have done that. Because first of all, you should go to jail. Second of all, you are a detestable human being. Third of all, you're only going to make the team worse. He's not going to do a better job now.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the obviously the people who did this aren't thinking this through very deeply, but like there is a very obvious, it doesn't help. Like if you want Kevin Patullo to do better at his job, egging his house isn't helping that at all.
Exactly.
You are exacerbating the pressure that he may feel. Now, we can get to what he said. He talked about, I thought it was interesting, he chose to talk about how positive his experience has been with the Eagles over the last 5 years. He said, I've been here for 5 years now, and it has been awesome. This is such a unique place to coach and play. It's very special. We've been to 2 NFC championship games. We've won at Lincoln Financial, a Super Bowl, the parade. It's an amazing atmosphere to be a coach and a player. As coaches and players, we all know part of our job is to handle criticism. But when it involves your family, obviously it crosses a line. That happened, and at this point, we've just got to move on. So again, he really did. He clearly was trying to emphasize the positive experiences he has had with the Eagles. But I'll be honest with you, I've covered a lot of coaches' press conferences before, and I know what it is like when a coordinator is under as much scrutiny as he is under right now. And this did evoke memories of some of the press conferences that you had with Brian Johnson, some of the press conferences you had with Sean Desai in particular, even like the first season with Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni. And there's a real human element, a human side to this that I think is
even
important to discuss.
Nick early last season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the Browns game when he brings his family up to the podium. I think that whenever your family gets dragged into this, it's an intense town. And again, Kevin Patullo pointed out that intensity, that passion has a positive, but there's also a negative to it at times when people's families get involved, and really when it kind of just spills into like a needless or an over-the-top criticism. And I do think we've talked about it, and I think Kevin Patullo would be the first one to tell you that he has a role in why the Eagles offense is struggling so much.
Of course.
But I also think that he has become this easy scapegoat.
Yes.
And it has become easy to go, well, they've returned 10 of 11 starters. Nick Sirianni's still there. We've seen these people be successful on offense. It has to be Patullo. And obviously, I think all our listeners will know, like, it's much more nuanced than that. It's much more complex than that. But I think it is also important to say that in light of what has gone on with Kevin Patullo in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was probably more gracious than I would have been. Listen, as for all the reasons you said, he's maybe not doing the best job.
Sure.
That's probably true. He's not the only one at fault. It's not his fault the offensive line has taken a huge step back. It's not his fault Jalen's missing open receivers. It's his fault that the sequencing is not right and we're running 100% hitches and all that stuff. Like that's all true. But you can also understand why if I were him, you would feel some kind of way. Like, we did win the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
I was a major part of that. We did go to the Super Bowl 3 years ago. I was a major part of that. I've been here, a big part of behind the scenes, this unbelievable success and this stretch in Eagles history that will never be replicated. And you're coming after my family? Like, yeah, I would be furious. I'd be like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Now, he's obviously better than me on that front, but yeah, like, where's the motivation now? It turns the team into a much more insular thing.
Yeah.
And it's a real bunker mentality now. And you saw it on Hard Knocks last night, which we can talk about, where it's really like, oh, outside these walls, everything's cratering down, but it's us against the world, and the world includes our own fans. The level of Eagles fandom is obviously a huge net positive. It's the reason we have jobs, but I don't know that it is a healthy situation in the relationship between the fans and the building right now.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, I think that you look back at the 2023 collapse. I do think like the pressure cooker that this city can become is a contributing factor to that. I'm not saying it's the primary reason, but it is a contributing factor. Even you zoom out, like Ben Simmons, Markel Fultz, Jalen Reagor, there are examples of high draft picks with a lot of talent struggling in this town because it's a heavy scrutiny town. And I'm not saying that that's a negative. Like, I think the way you put it, a net positive, absolutely, but a contributing factor for some of maybe the bizarre things that happen.
And it you have to be wired in a very self-motivated way, because if you're it doesn't apply to guys on the periphery of the roster, but let's say you are Saquon Barkley, or even it's probably not even the coaching staff. It's more about the players, right? If you're getting called out, and Saquon Barkley's not going to lose any money depending on how this team goes.
Sure.
And you know what? Like, if I'm going to get my off season, and I'm going to also make you more miserable by losing, like, I don't know. I'm not going to lose sleep over that.
Yeah.
If that's the way that you feel about the fan base,
right,
at a certain time, right? Like, obviously you care about your teammates. You want the team to do well. That's the whole point in coming to work every day. But like, you can see how those thoughts would seep in once it becomes this just filled with animosity.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to throw a comparison out there for you that kind of separate from the human side of this. And, I think we have made it clear like that at least for me, I do feel for Kevin Patullo. I think most people would.
Yeah,
absolutely. In this scenario. But separating that, going back into like looking at his role as the offensive coordinator and the play caller. And I'm not saying this isn't an educated guess. This isn't something where it's like, I think that something has happened here. It did remind me of like that Sean Desai press conference when he has to come out pretending that he's the defensive coordinator still, even though he obviously kept the title, but he has to come out pretending he's the defensive coordinator still.
So you think
when there's a change internal? I do think it's on the table. I think given the historical context, I wrote about this earlier this week on allphly.com. Given the historical context of Nick Sirianni's coaching changes, I don't think you can just take Nick Sirianni's word at the beginning of the week that they did not make a change on the offensive staff.
No doubt.
So to me, and I think that it could be just because of all that we just talked about, it would be very understandable if the mood of Kevin Patullo's press conference was reflective of the fact that this has been a tough week for his family. But again, it did remind me of the Sean Desai press conference because of the fact that like, it feels like there's a lot going on. So, and he was asked about if the process, the operation on offense is different, even though he is still the play caller. And his answer was, no, I'm still the play caller. So I don't know.
Okay.
I
really feel like
for
him to say I'm still the play caller, I believe him.
I believe him as well. I think that there's room for other things to be different about the operation, other voices to be more amplified. I think here's what I would say with confidence.
I have two things, but here, go ahead.
Here's what I would say with confidence. We will learn if something changed in a month. We won't know right away. Maybe not a month, but we do not know if there were changes coming out of the bye week. I think.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. And I think that I think there's a chance, I would say even a good chance, that something will change operationally, but Kevin Patullo can still be the play caller, and that could be the case. Whether it's Nick Sirianni's voice being louder, whether it's somebody else on the staff's voice being louder, it wouldn't shock me at all.
But you don't mean to the game day operate. You mean that
it could be
in the game planning process.
Yeah, maybe it's a game planning process. Okay. I think it's obvious that
it's hard to hide who's actually calling the plays.
No, I'm not suggesting that Kevin Patullo is phantom play caller. I think they're like coming out of that Bears game, it was obvious something had to change. I doubt that Nick Sirianni's conversations with Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman and the brain trust of the Eagles organization, they're just like, yeah, just keep doing it exactly the way that you're doing it. So to me, I think there's room for things to be different with Kevin Patullo still being the play caller. And I think that, again, Nick Sirianni just saying it doesn't make me feel 100% that that's the truth there. He has been dishonest about it in the past.
No, but I think Patullo saying it makes me believe it.
Yeah, but what else would he say?
Well,
one
thing is like they cannot say this isn't 2023 and then just do the exact same thing they did in 2023 of like playing this charade. And the other thing is, I know like they lean so hard into like every little competitive advantage, and that's the reason to do it, to obfuscate.
Yeah.
But to me, I think the best thing to do if you want to play that game is say, you know what, I actually haven't decided who's calling plays yet this week, and then make them prepare for everybody.
No, I mean,
yeah, could be Leffler.
No, because I think there's a real element here as well. We talked about it earlier on the show. Who else could it be? You got to keep going.
Jason Michael.
You know who the chat would want you to say? Could be Julian.
Could be Julian.
I was gonna say that. Now I lost my train of thought.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, lean into it all the way.
I mean, do you think Jeffrey? You think it could be Jeffrey?
It could be Jeffrey.
It could be Jeff McClain.
How would that work?
He could find a way.
Okay.
It could be Big Dom.
More plausible.
What I was going to say, we talked about this earlier in the week. The reason why I don't think that Nick would do that is because I think that he views Kevin Patullo I think he needs Kevin Patullo to work out if he wants to have say over his staff moving forward. And for that reason, I think he will. I don't think he would.
I think that ship has already sailed.
Obfuscate? I've heard you say it a lot. Obfuscate. That's an SAT word. I like it. I know what it means. I haven't tried to rip it off on a podcast yet before. But no, I think that he is going to be invested in keeping Kevin Patullo in that role and finding a way to make it work. But again, I think that that still leaves open the door for it to change operationally a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Like I said, I think we'll find out in the coming weeks what actually happened over the mini buy.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Time to take a little break to hear from some sponsors. We'll be back with much more on the other side here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide, and they live stream over 700,000 events each year with early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. Bet365 pioneered live in-game betting, and today they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. Throughout the NFL season, all kinds of different offers. On Thursday night, you get the $10 safety net bet. On Sunday night, you get the $365,000 jackpot. And on Monday night, you get the 50% super profit boost token on single game parlays. Here's the breaking news from Bet365 you need to know. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when your bet wins or loses. Sign up, use the code PHLY365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary. At Bet365, must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The best way to spread holiday cheer? Gift an Aura frame and keep family near. We're all looking for holiday gift ideas. Aura Frame's the #1 rated holiday gift. And I know that when we've got little kids and you've got grandparents, you want to give them something that lets the kids be in their lives, even if they can't see them every day. Well, that's where Aura Frames comes in. You can preload photos before it ships. Keep adding from anywhere, anytime. You can personalize the gift, and you can share photos and videos effortlessly all throughout the year in the living, breathing Aura Frame gift. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code PHLY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code PHLY. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, we're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Let's get to the super chats, the soupy soupies. D. Viconi, just a nice, a $25. Or is that a different? I think that's a different currency. That's all right.
NCK.
Very generous of you nonetheless. And another one. Oh, hi from Norway.
Oh, yeah.
Could the HBO cameras add tension? Where in Norway? 25% Norwegian, you know.
Oh, are you really?
Oh, yeah.
I like a Norwegian soccer team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, they got some good players.
Okay.
Speaking of soccer.
I know. I totally forgot. Oh.
This is a cover-up, literally.
Wow. 2:30.
My team, Aston Villa, plays Bo's team, Brighton, at 2:30. We can call it the PHLY. Now, do you go Derby or do you go Derby?
Derby.
You go proper pronunciation there.
Ronald Darby.
Yeah, the Derby. Yeah,
Ronald Darby.
I didn't want to go like full Elliott Shore Parks wearing like a soccer jersey around all day.
Okay.
Elliott got a lot of FaceTime on.
I saw that. That was good. He did a good job.
I mean, a good job. He just bashed Thanksgiving food. If it was me, you wouldn't say he did a good job.
Well, I don't agree with his takes, but I mean, that's usually the case with Elliott. I thought he did a great job.
Wow. Shots fired at our guy, Elliott.
I think he knows that.
Yeah, he got a lot of FaceTime on that show.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna have to. I think maybe we actually do put it up on the computer and just react live. Not during the Hoge interview, because that would be rude.
That would be very rude.
During the rest of the episode.
We have a tight show today. We can go watch it. Just like a crispy 61 minutes.
I had some delicious reindeer when I was in Oslo.
I like Oscar Bob.
Okay.
He plays for Man City.
Okay.
I would take him at Villa. I like him.
Nice.
I can drag this out. I can bring this back up.
Lindsay lets us know that
it's not the first time you've done it.
I know.
Yeah.
The kroner, the Norwegian krone, is equal to $2.50 US. So that's a very generous donation. Thank you very much.
Antonio Nusa.
There's a
like
phrase that lives on in. So Rachel and I we went backpacking through Europe after we graduated.
Yeah, that's a big flex.
Well, yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Back in 2011, 2010. And we went to Oslo, and there's a phrase that still lives in my, a Norwegian phrase that still lives in my brain forever, which is just the sign for no parking, which is parkering for boot. And I love that. Parkering for boot.
Forbidden parking. I like it.
Yeah. Santiago with a super chat. Oh, we didn't even answer his question. We just talked about Norway the whole time.
I'm just naming Norwegian soccer players.
That's a fair question.
Odegaard.
Do the HBO cameras add tension? I feel like even in the scenes you saw, it was like sit-down interviews with Nick and Jalen. It was miking, which it's not going to affect. It was practice, which it's not going to affect that much. And then it was in meeting rooms. Yeah. And even those are like sort of cameras that are already set up. It's not like a roving cameraman. So I kind of feel like I feel like it has a little bit. It'll be more like in the locker room this week.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, the team has control over what cuts out.
Complete control. Yeah.
I don't really think it's going to add much tension.
What did you make? I know you guys talked about it, and if you have only now just caught up on the Hard Knocks episode and want to have a more in-depth discussion, Jamie and VG and EJ did a nice job last night. But now that you've slept on it, anything that came to mind that you wanted to unpack?
Yeah, maybe you can help me with this. Just like Brandon Graham was kind of the therapist for Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be my therapist on this. On one hand, I thought the clips of Jalen Hurts taking accountability on the sideline, coming up to his teammates and talking about some of the miscues that they had, I thought it was a good window into his leadership style and something we don't see very much from him.
Yes.
But
I loved seeing that.
Okay, so maybe you'll talk me out of this because
it made me like want to buy in on Jalen more.
I am of two minds about this.
Yeah.
Because on one side, I agree with you. I thought it was a good window into his leadership style, and I thought it reflected well for him. I also do kind of think like that is what you're supposed to do. You know, you saw Jeff Stoutland's reaction when Jalen's like, "That's on me." I fumbled, and Jeff Stoutland's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
You know, so on one hand, it is a good reflection of his leadership style because we so often see him being the stoic figure on the bench, not talking to anyone. But at the same time, it is kind of a low bar taking accountability for your mistakes. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I really don't
usually see it.
Because I think it reflected well on him, but I also think
and even
that's what you should do.
Even like seeing Devontae come over after that play, and it's like they are working through it. It's not like they're just going to their separate corners.
Yeah, it probably makes you feel better about the state of things because it isn't like I think sometimes it's easy, especially after some of AJ's press conferences this year, it's easy to think, man, he didn't talk to AJ in this, so but it is easy to think. These guys are also frustrated that they've kind of gone into their corners and stopped discussing and stopped moving forward. And obviously, that is what you saw on the Hard Knocks episode yesterday. Is that's not the case, but it is also kind of not actually that surprising that Jalen's walking around saying like, "I fumbled." That's
true.
You know,
it's less about the fumble. I thought the fumble was.
Okay.
More table stakes.
Here's where I'm coming down.
And the Devontae one I thought was more interesting.
This is my final verdict on it.
Okay.
It is a good reflection of Jalen Hurts' leadership, but it is also...
Yeah, it's not great that they're still doing this.
I guess the thing I feel good about is that it hasn't gotten to a point where he's not doing it. That is the silver lining there. That is the positive sign of... it would be... Because I keep thinking it would be worse if he wasn't doing it. So it's good that he's doing it. It reflects well on him that he's doing it. It is kind of the bare minimum.
Yeah. Watching it made me feel better about Jalen and frankly worse about Nick.
I would agree with that. I mean,
the way they edited it, it's fine. Maybe they're, but there was no there. It was like,
Nick is just
we're just going through adversity, but boy, is it going to be great when we get through the adversity.
Nick is just so process driven. He's so process obsessed that it doesn't necessarily come across like succinctly or like, there's no there. It's just kind of.
And I really, you know what I really didn't like? This is like a thing we've complained about for over a decade now, which is just the boasting of, man, I don't even get to work out anymore because I got to be sleeping in the office. Like we're gonna that is not helpful. It's diminishing return. You are if you are unslept and unhealthy and you're not at your best on game day or during the week, that is worse for the team. Also, get some sleep.
I'm calling BS on this a little bit because, as someone who is currently scouring Facebook Marketplace to try and find a treadmill so I can have something to work out. I mean, we have a bike too, but I want the treadmill, get some steps in after, a long day at work when it's getting dark out now. So I can't do the evening walk with the dogs. Got to get the treadmill so I can just go downstairs and walk. He's got the state of the art gym downstairs.
That's exactly right.
Like I'm not saying he's not busy, but come on, man. He has the tablet. He can take the tablet and walk on the treadmill for 45 minutes. It could not be
easier for him to just squeeze one in.
Yeah, you can't be like, I'm too busy to work out.
And listen, I am an absolute hypocrite here. Like,
oh, sure.
I will find any excuse to avoid fitting it in.
But to be like, I can't work out because I'm too busy. You got like an incredible gym right down the hallway. So I don't know.
That is a great point.
Some other like very silly takes from the episode. Did you notice they were spitting sunflower seeds in the indoor facility?
Yeah.
Somebody has to clean that up. It's not like it was actually wind was a big topic. It's not like the wind's gonna blow those away. Somebody's got to clean that up.
You like a sunflower seed?
I do. I actually went through a sunflower seed phase this summer because I loved them when I was a kid. And then I just decided I'm just going to sit outside and have sunflower seeds.
Oh, interesting. Just sitting outside with some seeds.
Yeah, sitting in the backyard. Okay. Now my dogs are probably eating those seeds. But,
okay. I mean, is that bad for them?
They seem fine. Okay. Probably shouldn't eat a lot of it. I used to take real pride when I was young about taking a big handful of them and just putting them all in my mouth and working them from side to side.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm not as good as I used to be though. They got good flavors now too. Have you had them recently?
Yeah, but I don't want the flavors. I just want the salt.
No, I want the taco.
Every now and then, maybe a handful of the ranch or the barbecue or the dill pickle.
Yeah, I like the weird ones.
But if I'm taking a road trip, give me a nice sleeve of just salty.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah. Old school.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a little break here to hear from some sponsors. On the other side, Adam Hoge joins us. We will get the Bears' reaction to their stomping of the Eagles, some other thoughts about the state of the NFL. And then after that, we've got some turkeys to spread and some predictions for EJ to make. If you call yourself a football fan, you've just got to have Xfinity. I'll tell you what happened to me the other day. I go over to my buddy Todd's house, and I get there. The game is on. Lagging, buffering, total mess. He claimed he was a big fan, felt like I was fan-fished. So instead, we came over to my place. It was the perfect fan flex. I got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like you're in the stadium. On top of that, you get real-time notifications and live stats right on your TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. If joint or muscle pain is keeping you from doing the things you enjoy, like whatever it was EJ was just talking about, whether it's walking the dog, working out, or just moving comfortably through your day, it's time to get the care you deserve. At Rothman Orthopedics, you'll find expert treatment for injuries and chronic conditions alike, with personalized care focused on helping you move better sooner. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to schedule your appointment. Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility, our mission. All right, we are back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. I'm going to be joined by Adam Hoge in a minute. EJ, what did Vic Fangio say, by the way?
A couple noteworthy things from Vic. He said that he probably should have rotated Jahad Campbell in at linebacker, given the amount of snaps
interesting.
that they played. He talked about Jalen Carter, said he's dealing with the shoulder injury still. and that's been hampering his play. I asked him if Tyler
got pushed around in this game.
He did. I asked him if Ty Robinson would like factor in at all, like because of the fact that they just, I mean, they're playing Carter a ridiculous amount of snaps.
Yeah, and Byron Young has been pushed around as well.
Yeah, Vic definitely no-sold that. It was possibly
Ty Robinson.
Yeah, on Ty Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'd like that pick back.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be ready-made. So
yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's bring him in. Adam Hoge from CHGO and our NFL All-City analyst. How we doing, Hoge?
Hey guys, good.
What are you doing? Why are you wearing your shirt? Take it off.
I guess we're all supposed to be shirtless this week. No, we all saw what Ben Johnson looked like under that shirt. I do not look that same way. So I'm going to keep this hoodie on.
I wore the cover up hoodie over the soccer jersey today because I didn't have enough confidence to just wear the soccer jersey on set. So I mean, yeah, it must be nice for Ben Johnson.
All right, so you got to really watch this Eagles team up close, playing at their best on Friday. What have you heard from the Bears in response to that game in the way that they went about game planning for just kind of ripping the heart out of this Eagles team?
Well, I think that's what was so shocking about the game, at least on our end. But as even somebody who obviously hasn't been their day to day like you guys have been with the Eagles, but has been following them from afar all season, I did end up picking the Bears in that football game, but it was more of a gut feeling based on the vibes because it just felt like these were two teams headed in different directions. And sure, that played out, but it played out to a level I did not expect. I did not think that like before, just so you guys are aware, before Friday, the Bears had not put together a 60-minute performance yet, from start to finish. And, other than that little blip in the middle of the game with the roughing the passer penalty and the Eagles went down and scored, and then Caleb threw the interception. So let's call it like it was a 57-minute domination of the Bears over the Eagles. I didn't foresee that coming. And so I think that was on one end. I think you look at it in Chicago and you're going, okay, it's time to take this team for real because they just did that to the Eagles, one of the more physical, toughest teams there is, or at least they were. And the Bears, just really put it to them the entire time. So I think looking at it from the Eagles' perspective, I was even going into it knowing that things haven't been great. Things have looked clunky offensively. That type of domination was surprising, especially considering how banged up the Bears still were on defense, even getting some of their defensive backs back. So that's got to be cause for concern in Philadelphia right now, just offensively, especially, and we can get into a little bit if you guys want, but some of the things I saw from Jalen Hurts in that game concerned me, just some of the decisions that were made. Some of the throws he didn't make at times. So, look, I don't think it's time to be like, oh, the season's over by any means, but there's a lot to fix in this very short time if you're the Eagles right now.
I mean, we might be there. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, listen, there's no doubt that was the more concerning side of the ball. I mean, the defense did get pushed around and beat up in a way that they really only have one other time this season, and that was in the Giants game. And we thought that was behind them after the Jalen Phillips edition, and this was a new defense now and an elite unit. Obviously, they were not in that game, and they were probably ill-prepared for defending the run in that game. But they played a lot of snaps the week before. They played a lot of snaps in that game. Obviously, the offense was not helping them out. There are some things that you can excuse it away with. The other side of the ball, I mean, as you can tell us, the Bears defense, like in the middle of the field, should have been there for the taking. And it did not look like that was the game plan they put together, and it was certainly not anything close to the game plan they executed.
Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to what happened to the Eagles' defense in that game, I'm going to chalk it up as kind of a bad week and a good job by the Bears. And a good job by Ben Johnson. Yep. Yeah. I'm not necessarily concerned long term about anything. I think when you look at really the run schemes. And even Ben Johnson had to adjust in the middle of that game. I thought that there was a moment where we were doing our watch along in Chicago, like just screaming, like, why are you throwing the ball so much right now when you can just run through them? And I think a lot of that just had to do with the schemes and specifically how they were able to handle that, especially the two awesome defensive tackles up front. and kind of set up those cutback lanes throughout the game. So I think a lot of that was just scheme. And let's give the Bears their credit too. That's a good offensive line. I mean, it's legitimately like we're at the point where we're like, the Bears might have one of the top 3 offensive lines in football right now. And so sometimes you just got to say, hey, look, they put it to us. Turned out they had an advantage that maybe we overlooked going into that game, and that's just how it played out. So I'm not necessarily concerned over there. When it comes to the other side of the ball, like obviously there's just something fundamentally schematically wrong with that Eagles offense right now. Like not much is clicking. It's been that way all season. Saquon's not the same guy. I noticed him on the tape, like it looked like avoiding contact a couple times in pass protection, which surprised me. Like there was one, actually, I think it was the Hurts interception that Kevin Byard got. That pressure came up the middle from Andrew Billings at the one technique, and it looked like Barkley was right there. He could have helped, and I get that Andrew Billings is like a 350-pound man. It's not like I would want to get
better him than us
either. But he was just like, "No, I'm good," and that kind of forced Hurts to flush out and then make a. To me, that's just scouting. Like I get what he's doing. Both of his receivers, it's a scramble drill, so they start to go downfield. You feel like you're going to have them, but Jalen Hurts, man, Kevin Byard leads the NFL in interceptions.
Well, it's a very atypical throw for him to make, too.
Uncharacteristic from Jalen.
It's just like to me, it was him just underestimating how much ground Kevin Byard could cover. But, dude, that guy right now is probably an all-pro this season, so you got to know that coming in the game. So I just thought that was one of the weird decisions that Hurts made in that game.
You need to understand how wild it is for Eagles fans to hear that Kevin Byard.
I was going to say maybe Jalen was expecting the 2023 version of Kevin Byard to be back there because it was a lot.
It's been surprising for us too, like how good he has looked this season. Don't get me wrong, but even the 2-point conversion, and I get that that's later in the game, but they seem to have that rub route on the right side, and he just didn't throw it. I don't know why he didn't throw it. It looked like it was open and would have been 2 points, and instead he came off it, just basically dirted the ball. So that was a weird game for me trying to look at what Hurts was doing throughout that game.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, we are so in the weeds here with the Eagles pass game. Like we talk about it, almost every day, trying to make sense of it. I mean, zooming out a little bit, I guess, watching it, what did you see that you would say, like maybe like the blame pie, right? Because Kevin Patullo has been a big topic of conversation this week. But I guess when you watch back the passing game against the Bears, what stands out is the reasons that they find themselves struggling so much despite all the talent that they have?
Well, I think the number one thing is just a couple words that come to mind. One is disjointed, and more of a phrase like just the lack of chemistry that you're seeing. I think it starts with, though, and this isn't groundbreaking analysis or anything, but I think it just starts with going from having such a dominant run game last year and a weapon in Saquon Barkley and trying to adjust to the fact that for whatever reason, that's not there, and, the thing Bo, I think it was you last week on, with us pointing out that if you just kind of go man for man across that offense, it seems like everybody's playing just a tick worse than last season. And you add that up over 11 positions, that's a significant drop off. So I think that's kind of what you're seeing. Me defending the Eagles defense, it's kind of the opposite for me on the offense. I would be ringing some pretty loud alarm bells, as I'm sure everyone in Philadelphia is right now with the offense, because you're talking about a Bears defense that doesn't really have a pass rush. Was playing with not just backup linebackers, but like their third and fourth options. Eamon Ogbongbemiga wasn't even healthy the first half of the season, and he was signed a year ago to be a special teamer, not somebody who's playing weak side linebacker and looking good doing it. Maybe DeMarco Jackson you can pass off as somebody who was just overlooked for a few years in New Orleans, and he's found a right fit, and maybe he's an actual player. But come on, I mean, like there's got to be that offense to me has to look better against that Bears defense in that game. So it was pretty shocking for me as that game played out to feel as comfortable as the Bears did on that side and just be like,
and they have to look like
really a threat.
They have to look like they're taking into account in the game plan the things you're talking about at linebacker. Like it didn't look like they entered the game being like, man, they are super weak here. Let's attack them. And that it didn't seem like that was the plan at all.
And the only thing I would say that they probably had to adjust to, but again, it wasn't like we weren't talking about this in Chicago all week. So if you're a coach for the Eagles, I feel like you should be able to figure this out. But obviously with Jalen Johnson coming back and Kyler Gordon coming back in the secondary, there was a lot of talk here about, okay, well, what are they going to do with CJ Gardner-Johnson? They can't take him off the field. He's played too well. And sure enough, he played 100% of the snaps, and they just found, different combinations, and they used a lot of dime personnel. But what I'm talking about here should have been stuff that's in the game plan.
Yeah.
If you're the Eagles and you're like, what are the Bears going to do with the personnel they have? Well, that's kind of the most obvious thing that was on the table to do. So any type of adjustment there should have happened a lot quicker. So I don't even know if to me, it's not so much just about adjustments and just like what just isn't there at this point in the season. Guys, it's December. We've been talking about this all season with this Eagles offense, and it seems to be getting worse, not better. What are the short term? How are those answers going to come here in such a short period of time with 5 games left to go? That just seems like a stretch.
All right, so the NFC is now incredibly jumbled. The Bears are at the moment the number 1 seed atop the conference, which is nuts. But congratulations,
Yes,
that's fantastic. Let's set aside the NFC South. Tampa Bay and Carolina will figure out who gets that spot. 8 teams for 6 spots. Who gets left out between the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, who are now 2 games back and on the outside looking in, the Rams at 9-3, the Seahawks at 9-3, the Niners at 9-4, the Eagles at 8-4, and the Cowboys at 6-5-1, just a game and a half back.
I was going to say, you are mentioning the Cowboys in there, okay? I was going to say shots fired to Dallas if they're not in there.
I think they are very alive.
I wouldn't shock me if they actually win tomorrow, because talk about another offense that's been disjointed and seems to be trending in the wrong direction. That's the Detroit Lions. I mean, they have, to me, a must-win game at home tomorrow night, and what's actually a really good Thursday game.
That's a great game. I didn't even know that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cowboys get this is unfair scheduling. They get this every year. They should not get a Thursday game after a Thursday game.
Yeah, well, so do the Lions, right? So the years where they're on the schedule.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, they don't play each other every year, right? But a lot of years they do, because they're both NFC teams.
Yeah.
When they do, this is almost always the Thursday game.
That's true.
The first week in December. So I get it. To answer your question, though, I mean, the team. So you put the Seahawks in there, right? The Seahawks are good, I think. I'm just kind of looking at the standings right now. Green Bay's been very up and down, but seems to be trending better the last couple of weeks. Obviously, another great game this week, if not the best game on the schedule, is Bears-Packers on Sunday afternoon. So I think we'll learn more, again, how legitimate are the Bears and how legitimate are the Packers at the same time in that game. I guess San Francisco is the team that scares me the least.
Yeah,
outside
I agree
of
with that.
But their schedule's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it is. That's the thing, and that's why I feel like they'll still get in there. But their defense really hasn't been that good, and they don't really seem to have the personnel that it's going to all of a sudden get better. So in terms of a playoff matchup, but based on their schedule, they might still get in there. I don't know if I have a great answer for you. I don't think the Eagles are going to fall completely out of it. Like, I'm still going to give them the respect. I guess it's on the table, but I still feel like Vic Fangio, that defense, those players. Jalen Carter still played really well in that game, I thought, going through the tape. I mean,
really,
Bears
I thought that was like one of his worst games.
Well, see, that's how good he is, though, right? Like, that's, like he's
got to take the good with the bad with him sometimes. Like, the improvising and maybe not playing as fundamentally sound. Like, it comes at you get the special plays from him because of that. So.
And you know what, he may have had a handful of bad snaps, but I was just it was still catching my eye. Like, even towards the end of the game on one of the last plays, he bulldozed Darnell, right? And so Bears fans here in Chicago are taking a victory lap. See, we did the right thing. We let the Eagles have Jalen Carter. We drafted Darnell Wright. Both teams can be happy with those draft picks at this point. I'm just saying, like, 98 was still pretty dominant at times in that football game. So I'm going to trust the Eagles defense to keep them in there.
All right,
obviously, and man, so it's a great question.
Are you whacking the Lions or the Niners? I guess.
I think Detroit might be in trouble, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this
is a huge game on Thursday. It's like an elimination game to some degree.
I'm going to say gut feeling it's the Lions who get caught out. But that's based more on the schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Lions are better than the 49ers. So let's look at this. Tennessee, Colts, Bears, Seahawks the last 2 weeks, so that's tough.
For the Niners.
It's not an easy schedule.
Yeah.
For the Niners. Niners have Tennessee at the Colts, Bears, Seahawks. So those last 3 weeks are still tough.
Lions still got to play the Rams on the road. They got the Steelers, the Vikings, and then they finish at the Bears.
It's going to be very, very exciting.
Tough run.
A couple really good games at the end of the season. I mean, if you think about the Bears play the 49ers in week 17, then host the Lions in week 18.
Yeah. Good stuff. Going to be good drama.
Yeah.
We love that. Thank you very much, sir. We will talk to you in 2 weeks.
Bye, guys.
All right. That's Adam Hoge. We will take a quick break here from some sponsors. Back with more on the other side here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Listen, we all know that there is no better place to get tickets, especially last minute, to any sporting event in Philadelphia than with Game Time. And with the World Cup draw happening on Friday, I cannot wait to see what games are coming to Philadelphia. And I know that Game Time is going to be the place to go to monitor those tickets as the big days approach. And it's all going to be backed with the Game Time guarantee. So here's what you do. You take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code PHLY for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Omaha Steaks has been America's original butcher since 1917. Last night, I made some delicious burgers from Omaha Steaks, and not only was the meat delicious and you could tell that it was very high quality, when the package arrived from Omaha, we got hours of entertainment for the kids because of the dry ice. I'm not kidding you. We put the dry ice in the sink, and it was like a fun cloud. The kids kept pouring water on it. It was fantastic. So if you've got kids at home and you want to get some nice high quality meat, go to Omaha Steaks. I'm telling you, free entertainment. And then you get the meats. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot sale event, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code EAGLES at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code EAGLES at checkout. See site for details. We are back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Good point made from Joe Rockhead in the chat, who says, way more people watching than likes on the video. So like the video. You jabrones?
Yeah, I need the consolation after Aston Villa concede.
Oh, Jean-Paul Van Hecke.
That was good. Is it hard to keep track of all the players that you guys have in and out the door?
Not really.
Also, Nunya, being a Chelsea fan, get out of here with that. It's an investment portfolio pretending to be a soccer team. I hate Chelsea. They are everything that Villa aren't. They just buy players.
Don't get too like hoity-toity and puffing out your chest about.
I will.
Like even Aston Villa, we do it better.
That we are about the struggle.
Oh, please.
Chelsea just buy players left and right. They don't even want the players that they buy. Josh Norris said this, and he's so right about this. Like the players that they buy, whenever you get an exciting new player at Chelsea, you know that their greatest moments will be somewhere else. They're going to sell them, kick them to the curb, and keep the hamster wheel of player investments just rolling through. It's no way to live. That's not what sports are about.
Okay. Let's get to the turkeys. I got some questions for you.
Yeah, and I got some bold predictions that are tied into some of your questions. Just some. So it's going to be like a surprise when you ask me a question if I have a bold prediction for it.
All right. Fran explained to us on Monday that the running game against the Bears actually looked not bad.
Yeah.
And maybe close to getting towards respectability. So it's possible, I think, that the Eagles, do what they do every time they've struggled before, which is just turn the dial to the running game. It hasn't worked this season because the offensive line has been very good, but maybe this is the path. How many turkeys are you putting on Saquon Barkley's 100-yard rushing games over the final 5 games of the season? The categories here are 0, 1, and 2+. Now, the teams they're playing. The Chargers, mediocre run defense. Raiders, mediocre run defense. Commanders, bad run defense. Bills, heinous run defense. Saquon Barkley has 1 rushing yard, 100-yard rushing game this season. Where are you putting your turkeys?
I really am. I mean, I knew we were going to talk about this one first because it was the thumbnail.
That's what they tell you. Make it the thumbnail and then talk about it in the 50th minute of the show. That's how you YouTube.
Tell you. I don't feel good about this one, but my 5th bold prediction: Saquon Barkley does not rush for 100 rushing, or does not surpass 100 rushing yards again this season.
Ooh.
Do I feel great about it? No, but he's only done it once this season, as you mentioned earlier. And I know what you're like. You were pointing to the mediocre and bad run defenses the Eagles are facing, but they just. I mean, I understand that the run game looked better against the Bears, but how many yards did Saquon Barkley have against the Bears? I should have had this handy for the show. You're not even going to help me here. He's got 56 yards. He had 56 yards against the Bears. And the thing I wanted to point out is that the Bears run defense is at least bottom 3 in almost every category that we look at. Success rate, EPA per rush, and just generic yards per carry against. So I'm kind of done with the argument.
Okay.
I'm done with the argument that, this is a bad run defense that the Eagles are going up against. This is the week that they get it going. Yeah. I don't see it. And especially,
how many 100-yard games do you think Tank Bigsby will have?
I was going to say, especially you factor in Tank Bigsby's potential inclusion into the run game, rotating in with Saquon Barkley. I don't feel great about him having a 100-yard rushing game for the next 5 games.
Okay. So how many turkeys are you putting?
I'm going to put 60 turkeys on 0.
Wow, 60 turkeys.
I mean, it's my bold prediction. I gotta go. Okay. I gotta go hard on it. I would say 28 on 1.
Okay,
and that leaves me with 12.
12. Nice job. Look at
2.
you.
I'm getting better.
End of the year. We're learning some math.
Yeah, I don't feel. I mean, maybe you'll talk me into it, and maybe I will eat these words. But it's like we've been talking about the Eagles' run game. Oh, this is the week that they finally figure it out. I'm kind of just. They're going to have to prove it for me to believe different.
I'm going 24 on 0. I'm going 51 on 1. I think he's going to get 1. Probably not the right bet, but I'm doing it. And then 25 on 2+. I don't know.
I don't. So neither of us feel great about this. Neither of us feel very convicted about it.
No, I certainly don't. Yeah. Frank Barber with the super chat says, EJ, more likely Tank Bigsby has a 100-yard game or the Eagles make the Super Bowl.
Probably Tank Bigsby having a 100-yard game.
Probably.
I mean, it's happened already this season, so could happen.
He's had a 100-yard game.
Didn't he go over 100 against the Giants?
Oh, did he? Because he had. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
I think.
I do honestly.
Yeah,
it is a little bit silly that he hasn't gotten more touches. He's made a lot of the touches. Give him some more touches.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next up, our next turkey question for you. Sure, flash on up there. Is Kevin Patullo finishes the season as the Eagles play caller? Yes or no?
Eagles play caller, yes. I would say turkeys on that 70. And I'd say
I thought you were already saying that they maybe made a change.
No, I don't think that I think Kevin Patullo will probably finish the season as a play caller. I think that if I had to guess, and again, this is not an educated guess, this is just speculation. I imagine that by the end of the season, especially if things turn around, we will learn like Nick Sirianni had a bigger hand in the offensive plan or the opening script, whatever it is. There's going to be something that changed this week. It's just not the literal play caller. It's more about the operation.
I'm going 68, yes. 32, no.
If they make the change, it's going to be in the next week or 2?
Well, that's the thing is that if they're going to make a change, now is the time to make the change because you have a little bit of extra time. And if you're going to do it, you got to see if it's working and how to tweak whatever this new process is. So if it's not this week, it's almost too late.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless they're out of the playoffs, and then you can just do it in week 18. All right, let's go to the.
Still just wait for the offseason.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk a little Jahad Campbell, who played no snaps in the last game. Over the last 4 games combined, in this Nakobe Dean renaissance, Jahan Campbell has played 23% of the snaps. And so this time you're spreading your turkeys between, over the final 5 games of the regular season, Jahan Campbell plays 0 to 10% of the snaps, 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 60, or 61 plus.
I'm going to put 30 turkeys on 10 to 25. This is going to be my leader in the clubhouse.
I'm putting 50 turkeys there.
Yeah, maybe I'm going too low. Sorry, this is more my math
Troy
inability. This is just my math struggles more than anything here.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 35 for 10 to 25%. And then I'm gonna say 30 for 0 to 10. Oh wait, no.
That's it. But that, so you got 25 left or 35 left.
I got 35 left. Yeah, I'll say 15 for 25 to 40. Because, they're all right. Yes, I'll say that. And then what do I have left? 10. So I'll say 10 on 61 plus. Because
what about 40 to 60.
I'm leaving 0 on 40 to 60.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's either going to be injury related,
yeah,
and he plays more, or he's going to settle into a much more limited role. I don't think it's going to be 0 though, because I think, again, I take Vic Fangio at his word. They probably need to rotate.
I think they
him
need it.
a
I
little
think
bit more.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
it's gonna nestle solidly in the 15% range.
Yeah.
I'm going 50, 10 to 25.
Okay.
15 and 0 to 10.
I talked you into the 61
15
plus.
and 25 to 40.
Oh no, I didn't.
2 and 40 to 60, and 8 and 61 plus.
Yes, I probably could have used the abacus for this.
Next up, Darius Slay. Big play Slay on waivers after getting whacked by the Steelers. Some people wondering, I thought he was a veteran. Why is he going waivers? Well, after the trade deadline, everybody goes on waivers.
Yes.
Is Darius Slay an Eagle again?
I would say
this season.
65-35. Favoring yes.
Really?
And I have a bold
You think
prediction.
it's happening?
I think it makes a lot of sense for it to happen. Like the Eagles traded for Jair Alexander because they wanted like the veteran, does he still have it? Does Unk still got it type of player? They lost Jair Alexander. Darius Slay, I think they'd have more confidence in him than they had in Jair Alexander. I think he'll make it to him on waivers. Our friend Jimmy Kempski did the legwork on the salary cap stuff here. It is actually much more palatable to sign him, to claim him off of waivers financially than I thought it was going to be. It's like it's a minuscule amount of money that you'd have to pay.
You wouldn't just let him pass through waivers and then sign him?
Well, it depends on if you think. I think that really the only other team that stands out to me is like a real possibility on waivers would be Detroit. And Detroit would be ahead of the Eagles in the waiver wire because of their record.
Okay.
So I guess you could let him pass through and just sign him for the vet minimum or sign him on the practice squad.
That's what I would have expected.
Okay. Yeah, I think that also makes sense. If you're worried about waivers, though, I think they could still claim him. It's not financially prohibitive. So I think 65-35. The 35 is mostly that he wants to go back to Detroit. But I think it makes sense, and I have a bold prediction tied into this.
Oh.
The secondary integrates at least one new starter before the start of the playoffs.
So you include Marcus Epps.
Yeah, I think Marcus Epps starting at safety is probably.
Marcus Epps already surpassed Sidney.
Yeah, he was ahead of Sidney Brown on the depth chart. Vic Fangio did not close the door on Marcus Epps being the starting safety against the Chargers. I always want to say the Rams. It's bad.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going 59. Yes.
Okay, so we're in the same ballpark.
I think he is coming back.
Do you think he starts if he comes back though?
Maybe the second week that he comes back.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Could be 2 new starters in the secondary.
Tuna. You like a tuna?
I don't dislike tuna, but it's not like my favorite.
Tuna fish in a can as a kid, and kind of still one of the grossest things. Just the smell, disgusting. Get that away from me. Absolutely not. But a nice ahi tuna or a tuna roll. Yeah, I'm in.
Spicy tuna.
But bumblebee tuna? No
that
thanks.
sound. Nobody wants to hear that sound. So, you know what people will want to hear the sound of? Because
overtime. Jamie was talking to him before you guys got here.
I had to button my shirt back up. Aston Villa conceded again.
An own goal.
I think both of them were.
Listen, when we played high school soccer, 2-0, most dangerous lead in soccer.
Yeah, it is, especially early in the game, because they're going to change the way they're playing.
Most dangerous lead.
Villa have been on a good run. Like, they have been playing kind of out of their skin. So this was bound to happen, but it hurts that it's happening against. It hurts that it's happening against your team. I wear the Ollie Watkins jersey instead of the Morgan Rogers jersey. This is on me. There's a stink around Ollie Watkins right now.
I wonder what kind of own goal it was. You think it was like a shot that was going off goal and then bounded in, or was it a true howler of a goal where keeper kicks it off his back and then it goes in? Those are fun.
It was a deflection off of Pau Torres. I can tell you that much. Pain. Okay. Let's get back to the bold predictions.
Next up, the defense. Eagles' defensive success rate. Where do they rank over the course of the final 5 games? So this is just the final 5 games of the season. Right now, they're like 14th in the NFL. 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9 through 15, 16 through 23, 24 through 32. So they're in the top 4, the next 4, or the second quarter, the third quarter, or the fourth quarter.
Where have they ranked in the last 4 weeks? Do you know?
I was in the process of looking that up right before the show started.
I'll get it.
And instead, we read some ads.
Give me yours, and all right. I'll have my answer.
Now the offenses they're going up against, mostly mid, except for the Bills. I'm going 35 turkeys on 5 through 8. 1 turkey on 24 through 32. 10 turkeys on 16 through 23. I don't know how many turkeys I have left.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I've lost count. So let's say 27 turkeys on 9 through 15, and the rest on 1 through 4.
Okay. I was hoping that hearing your numbers would help me, but they have not. The Eagles have ranked 11th in the last 4 weeks in success rate. If you take out the Bears game, they go up to 9th.
Okay. While you think about it, I'll tell you that Wannabe GM, our good friend, says that he has grinded the film on Big Play Slay. Says he watched all of his third down reps in coverage. He has lost a step, but he can still play. Steelers' coverage scheme and how they want him used are both highly suspect. He thinks he would be an upgrade over Dory Jackson, not knowing necessarily if injury is a factor here.
I still have a good amount of confidence in the Eagles defense. So I'm going to go 20 turkeys on 1 through 4. I'm going to go 40 on 5 through 8. I'm going to go 35 on 9 through 15. And that leaves me with
just 5.
And I was going to go 2 on 16 to 23. No, 3 on 16 to 23, and then 2 on 24 to 32.
Okay.
That was good division by me, at least. I got a little off.
For a first grader.
I mean, listen, you can lob insults all you want. I always said I wasn't a math major.
All right, the big one. And this is the one that you guys can weigh in on as well. When does the Eagles season end? With a Super Bowl win? With a Super Bowl loss? In the NFC Championship game? In the divisional round? In the wild card round? Or does their season end in Week 18 out of the playoffs?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
I got a bold prediction. The Eagles are going to win 3 of their last 5 games and be the number 3 seed in the NFC, which would give them a home game in the wild card round that I think they will win. I don't think that they will win in the divisional round. You want me to pick the team that they lose to?
You don't have to.
Okay, I'm not going to. So I think divisional round. You want me to do turkeys? I'm gonna stand on this. 90%. Or 90 turkeys.
90 turkeys they lose in the divisional round?
I mean,
that's a crazy use of turkeys.
It's not a good use of turkeys. 60 divisional round. 20 wild card. 10 NFC championship, and then 5 each in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't think they will miss the playoffs.
I have the Eagles win the Super Bowl 1 turkey. The Eagles lose in the Super Bowl 4 turkeys. The Eagles lose in the NFC Championship game 10 turkeys. The Eagles lose in the divisional round 29 turkeys. The Eagles lose in the wild card round 41
Wow.
turkeys.
So you think this is 2023 all over again?
The Eagles miss the playoffs 15 turkeys.
Oh, man. Your panic meter is high. You think you love the Cowboys.
If the Cowboys beat the Lions tomorrow night, they're a game behind the Eagles.
You are the opposite of Stephen A. Smith. Like, you actually like the Cowboys. Like,
I do not like the Cowboys.
You're going to come into the studio
I
laughing.
hate watching the Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott is a phony. But
the real ones.
The Eagles are not good right now.
The
They're
chat
a game
knows.
and a half back.
The chat knows that you love the Cowboys.
Please.
Because
I correctly said before the season that they were going to be better than the Commanders and were a more likely division champion. I was right.
You watched Hard Knocks last night and
just like I'm right about everything.
Just skipped to the Cowboys parts of the Hard Knocks episode, didn't you?
No, but you know what is funny? I didn't skip the Cowboys parts, but then I did skip the Giants and Commanders parts.
I mean, they were, other than Jackson Dart not knowing.
It was more just because that was the sequence of events, and it was like, okay, the Eagles are done.
Yeah.
I need to get
Jackson Dart not knowing like where wind comes from was fun. I enjoyed that. And then he was trying to point out where the ocean was and where New York City was, and it was very classic, nostalgic PHLY Eagles show because he's like, it's that way. No, it's that way. No, it's this way. I like that. That was nice. But, I mean, just watch the whole episode. I heard other journos today going, oh, I skipped through the other parts. Like, just come on. I know we're all busy, but like, it's 9:00. Just watch the episode. I don't have kids.
Lindsay, how you doing?
Oh. All right. We'll stall for Lindsay. Aston Villa got on the board. 2-1.
I told you, most dangerous lead in the game.
I'm good.
EJ, last thing.
Wait, that's all Lindsay had to say?
Yeah.
There was so much buildup.
Oh, she also has the graphics for the results.
I need to see
from the poll on YouTube. All right, this is via X. When will the Eagles season end? Looks like the leader here is when Elon Musk takes over the world. And that's the only result that we have. As for the YouTube results, week 18, 8%, no playoffs. Wild card round, 41%. That's exactly what I had. 41 turkeys. 18 on the divisional round, and then 33 on combined NFC Championship Super Bowl. There you go.
Some confident with listeners and followers out there.
My question for you.
Yeah.
Went home yesterday, debriefed on the show, talked about it with your Julia, thought about it, let it ruminate. Would you like to take back any of your takes about the airplane situation? And did Julia agree that you were absolutely incorrect?
You know what's funny? Julia and I did not talk about that. We talked about a lot of other things yesterday, but not that. I would just like to reinforce that if this old man had a medical emergency or there was something serious going on, that changes the scenario. I would like to be respectful of the potential for this old man having a medical emergency or something going on. But the way that the story was presented to us was that this old man was uncomfortable. And if it was just a matter of discomfort, I stand by what I said. I feel fine about it.
Loser.
Do you think Jamie was laughing at us?
No.
No? No, he probably is.
A little behind the scenes. Jamie's office is right over that wall here. And sometimes we can hear each other.
Sometimes.
Okay. Good stuff.
Ollie Watkins got on the board. I wore the Watkins jersey. I never said a bad word about him. I definitely didn't say there was a stink around Ollie Watkins like 20 minutes ago.
Good episode today. That'll do it for it.
I was going to say, do you want to do a guess the player?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to lose to Bo twice today now.
No, I think this game's going to end in a draw. All right, here we go. Guess the player. Guess the player. Guess the player. Guess the player. Eagles. Starts with the Eagles.
Okay, drafted by the Eagles, presumably.
Then the Commanders.
The Commanders or the Arbors?
Then the Bucks. Then the Eagles. This is Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Rams.
Ah.
Ravens is next. Is that? Oh, then Raiders. Then Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Deshaun.
Woo! Boo-boo! I don't know if I would have gotten. I mean, I would have gotten it eventually, but yeah, I don't know why I'm so bad at these. If somebody out there can tell me how to get better at these, please email me, ej@allphly.com.
Hours and hours of film study.
No.
10,000 hours, baby.
I am familiar with Deshaun Jackson. I don't know. When I'm looking at the logos, it's just so hard. There's so many players in the world.
I try to give you clues when it's like an old team. I use their old logo.
Yeah, I like that.
So you can
but I'm
give
not
like
going to say
a
the name.
time
Yeah, we
frame.
can't say the name.
We did miss some super chats. What do we got here?
Ooh.
Santiago says there is one constant with these underperforming offenses with great talent at skill positions. Jalen Hurts. Need to trade him. McKing time.
McKing. Oh, I like that. I don't agree with the premise. But
yeah, I mean, the framing of that, the constant with them being good is also Jalen Hurts.
I do think this offseason.
How many turkeys are you putting on Jalen Hurts not being the quarterback for the Eagles next year?
Can we do this in the offseason?
I mean, you don't have to have the conversation. Just answer the question, turkeys.
Not being the quarterback?
Not being the quarterback.
Like 7.
Okay.
I do think, though, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, we talked about it, like the partnership. The way that they could navigate this, it's not pretty, but they might need to change the team building philosophy that they have on offense and lean into a completely different approach. I think that they could be less talented and more committed to being like a run first physical team with Jalen Hurts at the center of it. I understand that like he has to be willing to be a running quarterback and be part of the run game in order for that to work. But I don't know. It brings me back to something I said a few years ago about Jalen Hurts that I still think is very true. I think
the flex.
I mean, no, I don't even know if I might. No, it's not. I'm not trying to flex.
It still reminds me of the very prescient thing that I said those years ago.
No, but this is a take. This is a take. You might disagree with the premise here. I think the best version of Jalen Hurts, and I think the version that the Eagles should want to have, like the version of Jalen Hurts the Eagles should want is like the Cam Newton like career arc. Like he should be a runner his whole career, and if it means that he has like a shorter career, I mean. Obviously, like not you want him to be healthy. You want him to retire like Cam Newton and be happy and healthy. But in terms of like if there's wear and tear from that, so be it. Like the best version of Jalen Hurts is the triple threat that he talks about. So for me, that's the conversation that we would be having before we'd be having a conversation about moving on from it.
Okay, it's a good answer.
Yeah. What do you think of the Cam Newton comparison? Because he had a short career, but he was awesome for most of that career.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have Cam Newton's career arc than Russell Wilson's, if that makes sense. I'd rather build my team around Cam Newton than Russell Wilson, is what I would say.
I would have to think about that. I mean, Russell Wilson in his prime was very good.
Yeah, but he had an elongated career, but his prime is probably less dominant than Cam Newton.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you give me
certainly
5 years
talent around him.
of like superhero play. Than like 9 years of like.
But obviously, then you
third.
get to that is not what is the best thing for Jalen Hurts as a person.
Yeah, but again, it's not like Cam Newton had like a debilitating injury. It just
but he's now making his money doing hot takes.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson's still in the league.
Wearing those weird hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like concussion uncle it. I'm just saying the quarterback inclusive run game element of Jalen's game is part of what makes him special.
All right. That's all we got for today's PHLY Eagles podcast. Overtime. Need a little extra.
A lot extra.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, the great Les Bowen joins EJ in studio. We will hear from Malcolm Jenkins. And if I can make it, I will. That's all we got. Flyers game tonight. Check out the PHLY Flyers podcast with Charlie and Bill and the whole gang and the post-game show. And then on Friday, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 hands with Fran Duffy and the professor for an in-person swooper and a preview of the Chargers game. For all of us here, especially Lindsay, we thank you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.